The topic, we're going to be covering the topic perspectives. Perspectives. I hope we're all excited for this because I am excited for this as we cover the topic perspective. So, we're going to be talking about perspective, introduction to perspective, the definition, the types, and the laws of perspective. But I'm going to be focused more on. Oh, let me even write it. Today we are. Let me come to the side so that then this one can come to the side. And then yeah, so this one can cover more ground. So I believe we can all see me. Okay, you can see me. All right, cool. So we're talking about perspective. Let me reduce this so that okay, I don't think it can reduce more than this. Yes, so our title today is perspectives. Perspectives. So what are perspectives? What is the definition of perspective? So perspective, excuse me. Perspective is the art and the technique used to represent three-dimensional objects and space on a two-dimensional surface. So I'm going to explain. Basically, what this is saying right now is perspective is the trick that you use to make something that is flat look like it's 3D. Something that's supposed to be flat look like it's 3D. Okay? And we're going to be using 1 point perspective as a topic for today, which is linear perspective. Linear perspective. All right? 1 point perspective. So I'm going to write this down. So under perspectives, we have linear. All right, linear perspective. And under linear perspective, linear simply means lines, okay? Linear simply means lines. That's when you are using lines to create your what's it called? When you're using lines to create your visual, your view, when you're using lines to turn 2 dimensions into 3 dimensions. 1 second. When you're using lines to turn 2 dimensions into 3 dimensions. So linear means lines. And under those lines, we have 1 point. We have 1 point perspective. We have 2 point perspective, and then we have 3 point perspective. Are you getting it? Are we getting it? Are we getting it? I hope we are following. We have 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. You could have as many points as you want. You could have 4 points perspective, 5 points perspective, 6 point perspective. But we are only going to do with 1 point today, and probably just smell 2 point perspective. Okay, then later on we can begin to talk about the atmospheric perspective and all of that. Okay, but today I just want to focus on 1 point, and why I'm focusing on 1 point alone is because Uncle David will teach us the remaining 1.2 points later on. But the reason I'm touching on it for today is because I want to use it to explain why perspective is very important. Because some of you might be wondering, what's the importance of perspective? Why do we need perspective? Who cares about perspective? Well, perspective helps your drawings to be far more realistic if you know how to do it, okay? So let me quickly come over to the next page. Now, when dealing with perspective, there's something we call horizon line. Horizon line. Horizon line is where the land meets the sky. Where the land meets the sky. Okay, where the land does what? Where the land, for example, if you have a picture like this, we've drawn something like, for those of us who are not new to Art Explorer, we've drawn something like this before when we drew, I think it was the cross, the 3 cross. Let me see if I still have that here. Exercise. Okay. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it here anymore. I don't think I have it here anymore. I'm trying to look for... That was a very nice drawing we had. and we used it. I used it to teach. Let me see if I have it here. No, I don't have it here. I don't have it here anymore. Anyway, let's continue. So in that, when we draw a line across our picture, and it doesn't matter where this line can be here, the line can be up here, it can be down here, it can be anywhere, wherever the line is, but let's just put it in the center for now. So now, if you notice, when you look at a large piece of land, you notice there's a part where we have the grass, okay? Let me just use my airbrush as an example. If you don't have this, it's pretty fine. You don't need to have it to be able to do what I'm doing. I'm just looking for, let's say, elements. Right now, standing elements, texture. Okay, let's use this for example, and then we'll put it green. So this is usually where the land is. All right, this is where the land is, right? And then we have the sky above. We have the sky above. So I'm just gonna color this one. I want to be able to explain properly what the horizon line is. Okay, so then we now have the clouds, of course. So you see where this point right here, let me use red to represent this point. You see this line right here, this line is what we call the vanishing point. This line right here is the vanishing point. I hope you are getting it. It's called the vanishing point. And it's from that vanishing point, you could draw, you use that to connect every other line. So let's assume this is our vanishing point. I mean our horizon, sorry. Our horizon line. And that horizon line, you can have the sunset there. You can have the sunset there, right? So let's assume this is water, for example. So you can see how it's already looking nice, even without much horizon line. Now, after horizon line, there is something else we are going to take note of, which is the vanishing point. So I said the first one is what? Horizon line. The second one is vanishing point. So what is vanishing point? So if this is the horizon line, vanishing point is where all your major points come together. Let's assume it's here. We can choose here, for example. Now we're talking about 1 point perspective, right? We're going to be using a box to explain the 1 point perspective. We use a box to explain it. Okay? Now, and this is where your assignment will come in, because I'm not going to make it complicated at all. Let us start with a box. Let's assume that this is a box. Okay? This is a box. If we want to draw this box in relation to the vanishing point, let me put it down here. All right? If we want to make this box 3D, that is 3-dimensional, we want to extrude it. We call it extruding. What is extruding? When something's supposed to be flat and then you add volume to it. Let us add volume to it using our vanishing point as the point of reference. So from here, connect to this. From here, connect to this. That's it. Simple. If you were to see inside the box, then you'd have added this too. But you know, we can't see inside the box, right? So we don't need the inside. We don't need this. If you want to cut this box, let's say you don't want to get to the vanishing point, you just cut it somewhere here. So that means this is what we have. that means the box is tilted upward. It's supposed to be a straight box, sorry. So that's the first box. Let's draw another box. If we were to draw another box, let's say above but tilted to the side, so we want our box to be somewhere around here, right? So let's do that. So we'll draw the box, right? Let's assume this is the box, and the box is supposed to follow the horizon line. So what do? We take the first corner, which is here, okay, bring it down to the horizon line. From here, bring it to the horizon line, and then here, bring it to the horizon line. Let's make it straight. You can use a ruler for this if you want. It's perfectly fine. See that? Now let's say we want it's not to forever. It ends somewhere here. Simple. So let me airbrush, erase. Can you see that? So we can fine tune it now. But of course, let's put a little bit of this, a little bit of this, this. Right? Can you see that? Let's do another one again. So let's say this time we want to draw the box here. Now let's make it 3D. We take this corner to the vanishing point, this. One second, sorry. All right, and the last point, this to this. Can you see that? Now, of course, our box should not extrude or expand forever, so we're just gonna cut it off maybe somewhere here. So make sure it's a straight line going down and a straight line coming across. So this is the main box. I can even use another color to represent the main box if I want to. Can you see that? So let us do one more box on the level of the horizon. See, if you draw any box on the level of the horizon, either sideways, upways, or downways, you are only going to get one surface like this. You're only going to get one surface, which is not a bad thing. That's the perspective that the box is located. So for this one now, it's going to go this way, and this one will go this way. So we want to do the same thing again. We can just break it here and know that this is our box. It doesn't go on forever. So you see, I can only do 2. I couldn't do this one because it's inside the box. So we've done 4. Let's do another type of box, maybe like a rectangle this time, maybe like this. Make sure your boxes are straighter than mine. Make sure your boxes are straighter than mine. So, and then of course, your boxes must always face front. The first surface must face front. Don't do a box like this. No, it must face front. Now we can take this and connect. Yeah. Can we see that? And in fact, if you want to make it more interesting, you can go, instead of stopping here, you can say, oh, I want another box that is far away. So you can do this and then do this too. And there you have it. You have another box. Remember when we were talking about guidelines? Oh, because we can see the front of the box in this case. So it has to go this way. Can you see? All pointing back to the primary vanishing point. So that's the vanishing point. It kind of makes it look like the box is very long, but it's actually not long. So this is 1 point perspective. If you want to, if we are talking about 2 point perspective, maybe the box has now turned. So if this is I'm only going to say, like I said, I'm only going to touch on this briefly. So this, I'm just touching on it briefly. So maybe this is supposed to be our box, right? Sorry, my bad. If the vanishing point is here and here, here and here, all right, and we project, I hope we are together. Now, if we are to create a box from this style, it will be this. Can you see? Let's say the box is downward. This, down, down, down. So it's here to here. 1 second. This one. Now the second corner, which is this, will also go. And then the third corner, let's assume, let me bring it down, crop size. Bring it down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so this is our box, right? How do we determine how the box looks like? This. Can you see? This. So from this that I've drawn, you could see that I drew my box wrongly. My box was supposed to be up here. Same thing with this one. This is going to be wrong. So if I draw the box to touch this. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, it's supposed to touch this. So it's supposed to go this way. So can you see? I've drawn my box wrong already. It's supposed to be like this. Even this one. Supposed to go this way. Let me do it again. Yeah, can you see that? Then we can now sharpen it. Please don't sharpen it as rough as I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because I'm rushing and I don't want us to forget the primary one, which is the vanishing point, 1 point perspective. The 1 point perspective. The 1 point perspective. Let's even put another box, let's say here. So this one goes there, this one goes here. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so as I was saying, this to this. Can you see that? This to this. This to, I'm sure it probably can't see it. All right, and that's because it's directly above. If it was tilted to this side or this side, you'll be able to see the side view. I hope we get it. So this right now, this, like I said, this is the horizon line. This is the vanishing point. So my point, my assignment for you is to draw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can draw 6 boxes, but you can even add more boxes in the line again. Like so, yeah, so, yeah. And then boom, boom. Yeah. So let me stop here. So we have vanishing point, we have horizon line. I hope we've gotten it. So this will be your assignment. Make sure your guidelines are thin. Okay, make sure guidelines are thin so that when you are drawing it after completing your rough sketch, you can make it bold. You can make it what? You can make it bold. We talked about this last week about how you should make your drawings bold. Okay. Yeah, I think I will stop here for today. So next time we continue with 2-point perspective, which is something like this. Okay, 2-point perspective and even 3-point perspective. We're going to take a look at all of that by the grace of God. So till then, please do your assignments. Very simple. You see, where did we start from? We started from the horizon line, from there to the vanishing point at the center, and then we started stretching it into several boxes. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'll see us very soon. God bless you, and have a lovely new week ahead.